My beauty souls, thank you so much for your support and for being part of this incredible journey. Your generosity through Super Thanks is deeply appreciated. Whether you choose to donate or not, your presence here is what truly matters, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Your support, your time, and your energy are cherished beyond words. The loneliness of the chosen woman is not a coincidence nor a punishment. It is a preparation. Since the beginning of time, those who carry a greater purpose walk paths where few can accompany them, not because they're better or superior, but because the calling they received demands a different journey. While many feel comfortable among the crowd, the chosen woman feels the call to something deeper. Shallow conversations do not fulfill her. Empty cycles make no sense. And what seems sufficient for others is never enough for her. But this deeper perspective on life comes at a price. Distance, misunderstandings, judgments. Not everyone can handle someone who thinks differently, feels more intensely, and seeks something beyond what the world offers. And it is at this point that the question arises, echoing in the souls of many chosen women. Why, even when I give my best, do I so often feel alone? Why does it seem like no one truly understands me? The answer lies in your essence. You were not called to fit in, but to stand out. And when God chooses someone for a special purpose, He sets that person apart, strengthens them, and shapes them in solitude, because a great calling never comes without preparation. Now, let's reflect. Have you ever wondered why you feel so alone despite giving your best? If this message resonates with you, leave a comment with the number 999. I'd love to hear your thoughts and share this journey together. Today, I want to show you the reasons why chosen women walk alone. I want you to understand that this phase of your life has a purpose, that this loneliness is not an end, but a process. If you feel this message speaks to your heart, stay with me until the end. Every word may be the answer you need to understand what is happening within you. Here, you are not alone. Here, you are part of something greater. God's chosen ones, have you ever wondered why chosen women walk alone? Chosen woman, have you ever wondered why the way you see the world is so different? The truth is, your perspective is unique, and it's not by chance. From an early age, you've sensed that your vision of life is not the same as everyone else's. While many around you move through life on autopilot, content with the surface-level existence, you feel an undeniable pull to something deeper, something more meaningful. There's a calling in your heart, and you cannot ignore it. Does this resonate with you? Have you ever questioned why your path feels so solitary at times? The world around you may seem content with the ordinary, but it simply does not attract you. You've always known that the superficial is empty, and the fleeting leaves you feeling unfulfilled. You are a woman with a strong intuition. Before something even happens, you can sense it. You don't need words to understand people's intentions. You already know. Before someone speaks, you can feel their thoughts and emotions. It's a gift, but it can also feel like a burden. When others fail to see what you see, it's easy to feel isolated. Do you ever wonder why you're given this profound insight? For the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. You understand things that most people overlook, yet when you try to share your revelations, you're often met with confusion or indifference. It's as if the depth of your thoughts is too much for some to bear. But this is part of the journey of being chosen. Many are not ready to hear the truths you carry within you. Some may even avoid your company because your gaze is so intense that it forces them to confront realities they would rather ignore. You aren't trying to be different. You simply are. And that's what makes you stand out. Does this feel like your experience? In the Bible, we see numerous examples of women chosen for their unique perspectives and wisdom. One of the most powerful is the story of Deborah, the prophetess and judge of Israel. She was the woman who saw what others couldn't and led her people in a time of turmoil. Like you, Deborah walked alone, but her wisdom and understanding were essential for the people of Israel to overcome oppression. Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, was leading Israel at that time. Judges 4:4. Much like Deborah, you may feel the weight of being different. Your clarity and depth of thought may make others uncomfortable, but it is precisely this gift that sets you apart. Does this resonate with your own path as a woman of vision? Have you ever felt that the very depth of your soul causes you to stand alone? The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. Psalm 145, verse 18. Consider the life of someone like Malala Yousafzai, a woman who saw a world that others wanted to ignore. Despite the harsh realities she faced, she chose to stand up for what was right. Her deep understanding of the world and its injustices led her to fight for girls' education and equality, even when it seemed like the rest of the world had their eyes closed. Like Malala, you may find yourself fighting against the tide, questioning what others take for granted. Yet, it's important to remember that being chosen means walking a path that others may not understand. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The loneliness you may feel is not a sign of being abandoned. It's a sign of purpose. You are chosen because your vision is necessary for the world, even if it feels like the world doesn't see you. Take, for example, Maya Angelou, whose wisdom and words have inspired countless people. Like the chosen woman, Maya saw beyond the surface of life and brought to light truths that many were afraid to speak. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya's journey was not one of ease, but one of purpose, and so is yours. Like her, you must stand tall, even when others cannot fully comprehend your path. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. As a chosen woman, you are here to walk a different road, one that may feel lonely at times. But remember, you are not walking alone. Your depth of vision is a blessing, even if others don't understand it yet. The loneliness you feel is a reflection of your extraordinary purpose, and it is this purpose that will guide you through the challenges ahead. Does that give you comfort today? Do you believe that the path of solitude is actually the path of divine clarity? Chosen woman, have you ever found yourself drained by conversations that seem to go nowhere? The pursuit of status, material goods, or social approval, the things that most people tirelessly chase, make no sense to you. While others are consumed by fleeting desires, you long for something deeper, something that resonates with your soul, a purpose, a mission, a truth that gives your life real meaning. Does this longing feel familiar? Have you ever wondered why the shallow pursuits of this world just don't satisfy you? Your desire for authenticity and substance sets you apart. While many people are caught in the race for things that are temporary and hollow, you seek a purpose that is timeless. But this yearning for something real often brings a sense of isolation. Those who are content with the surface don't understand the depth of your longing. Have you ever tried to explain this thirst for truth, only to be met with puzzled looks? Sometimes, others try to silence you, telling you that you think too much or feel too deeply. They don't understand that for you, living without depth is the true waste. You simply cannot close your eyes to what God has placed in your heart. Do you feel this tension in your soul? The Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. Like you, many women of faith have struggled with the burden of depth. Take, for example, the story of Esther, who was chosen by God for a time such as this. Though her beauty and position were outwardly esteemed, it was her inner strength and depth of character that truly set her apart. Esther's courage came from her awareness of something greater, her purpose. She didn't seek material wealth or fleeting power. She sought the truth of her mission, even at the risk of her own life. Who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther 4:14. You too have been chosen for something greater. Your ability to see beyond the surface is not a flaw, it is your gift. Yet, over time, you may have learned to keep many of your perceptions to yourself. You have learned that not everyone is ready to understand what you know. Have you ever held back your thoughts, sensing that revealing your truth might frighten others? But this silence does not mean that you should diminish who you are. You were not made to fit into the mold of the superficial world around you. Your perspective, your depth, it is a treasure and it is needed by the world. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Consider the example of someone like Mother Teresa, who devoted her life to serving the poorest of the poor, not for fame or social approval, but because of her deep calling. She didn't look for material success, and yet her life's work touched the hearts of millions. Like Mother Teresa, your deep desire for truth is not a weakness, it is your strength. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. You may sometimes feel misunderstood or isolated in your quest for meaning, but you are in good company. People like her, who saw beyond the illusion of the world, left a lasting impact. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. But chosen woman, here is what you must understand. Your unique perspective is no mistake. God made you this way for a reason. He set you apart to see what others cannot see. It's not a curse, but a divine purpose. Your vision was given to you for a reason, and you must not hide who you are just to fit in. The world needs women like you, those who see the truth and speak it, even when it's uncomfortable. As hard as it may be, you must walk in the fullness of your calling. The world may not always understand, but it is waiting for those who can reveal its hidden truths. Take the life of Maya Angelou, whose powerful words continue to inspire generations. She saw the struggles of the marginalized and spoke out against injustice, even when others were content to turn a blind eye. Maya knew that her truth was not meant to be hidden. I'm not writing to be a hero, I'm writing to leave a legacy. Like her, you too are called to leave a legacy built on the truth you carry inside you. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. You are not alone. Your pursuit of something deeper, something real, is a divine calling. Do not diminish the gifts God has given you just to please those who live in illusion. You are meant to see the world through the eyes of truth, and that truth will set you apart. So, walk boldly in your purpose, knowing that your depth is not a curse. It is your gift to the world. Your vision is needed now more than ever. Chosen woman, from an early age, you could sense that your journey would be unique. Society lays out a familiar blueprint. Grow up, study hard, secure a stable job, marry, have children, and follow the same predictable rules that many have followed before you. For many, this is the ideal life. It's easy, it's structured, and it feels like a set of guidelines to ensure happiness and success. But for you, deep inside, you know that there's more. You've always known that there is something beyond the ordinary, something greater that calls to you. Have you ever wondered why, despite everyone around you being content with this simple formula for life, you've always felt a restlessness that is hard to explain? Does your heart ache with the desire for a purpose greater than what the world offers? The thing is, it's not that you despise these conventional paths. You don't reject what others find fulfilling. It's just that for you, they don't resonate in the same way. While others may find satisfaction in the predictable, in the safe, and in the known, you feel an insatiable hunger for something deeper. There's a calling within you, a sense of urgency to pursue something that goes beyond the surface, beyond what the world teaches as enough. This hunger is not about rejecting the simple pleasures of life. It's about recognizing that your mission is more profound than what most people see. Do you feel that unquenchable thirst for meaning? A thirst that no material success or social validation can satisfy. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. This inner yearning for a deeper purpose is the mark of someone chosen, someone who cannot be satisfied with the superficial. But as you embark on this quest for something greater, you may find that not everyone around you understands. Most people are content with following the path that society has set before them, without questioning, without challenging the norms. When they encounter someone like you, someone who sees beyond the everyday, someone who dares to think differently, the reaction can often be one of judgment. They may say you complicate things too much, that you should accept things as they are, that you're being too demanding with life. Have you ever felt misunderstood in your search for something beyond what the world offers? Have you ever felt the sting of being told you should just settle, that your quest for purpose was too much? This misunderstanding isn't just a passing annoyance. It's something that follows you wherever you go. Whether it's at work, in social circles, or even within your family, you're often met with confused looks or comments disguised as advice. People don't understand why you can't just fall in line, why you can't just accept the status quo. Their attempts to fit you into their world of predictability and comfort often feel suffocating. But chosen woman, you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2:9. Chosen woman, remember this: you will never fit where you do not belong. You may try for a time to conform to society's expectations, to follow the path that everyone else is walking. You may suppress your desires, your dreams, and your deeper calling just to please others, just to fit in. But something within you will always pull you back to your true mission. Your soul was born for something greater, and the ordinary path will never be enough for you. You can push against your calling for only so long before it pulls you back. Have you ever tried to follow the crowd, only to feel that deep disquiet inside you? Do you recognize that this unease is your soul telling you that you're not meant for this life? For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. Think about Moses in the Bible. Raised as an Egyptian prince, he could have lived a life of comfort, wealth, and privilege. But Moses was chosen for a greater purpose, one that would lead him to confront Pharaoh and lead the Israelites out of slavery. He didn't fit into the mold that society had set for him, and that was by divine design. His journey was not easy. It was filled with challenges, doubts, and even rejection from the very people he was trying to help. Yet, he walked in faith, knowing that his mission was far greater than the life others wanted for him. Who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther 4:14. Like Moses, you too are called to something far beyond the ordinary. The world may try to pull you into its norms, but your calling is greater than any earthly expectation. You don't have to conform to what the world wants for you. Your journey is about stepping into the unknown, trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't make sense to others. Have you ever experienced that push-pull between the expectations of others and the calling within your heart? Has there been a moment when you realized that your path would be nothing like those around you? For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. Take Harriet Tubman, for example. Born into slavery, she was expected to accept her fate and live within the confines of a system that treated her as less than human. But Harriet heard a different call, a call to freedom, not only for herself, but for hundreds of others. She didn't follow the predictable path of servitude. Instead, she became a leader in the Underground Railroad, risking her life to help others escape to freedom. I never ran my train off the track and I never lost a passenger. Harriet Tubman was chosen for a purpose that defied the expectations of her time. Just like her, you are called to walk a path that others may not understand, but that is exactly why you are needed. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. The world may teach you that the safe route is the only route, the path without risks, without dreams that are too big. But the truth is, you were not made to walk the safe road. You were created to walk a path that demands courage, faith, and a willingness to go beyond what is comfortable. Your journey requires you to step out of the safe confines of predictability and into the unknown. This courage may not always be understood. People might distance themselves from you, or they might try to discourage you from stepping outside of the box. But I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Like the stories of the women of faith who preceded you, your courage is what sets you apart. Think of someone like J.K. Rowling, who was told repeatedly that her idea for Harry Potter was unrealistic and unlikely to succeed. Yet, despite the countless rejections, she held onto her vision, knowing that her story was meant to be told. Today, her books have touched millions of lives. She too walked a path that the world didn't understand, but in doing so, she changed the world. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Chosen woman, the power within you is undeniable, yet few can truly comprehend it. You carry a strength that has been forged through battles, losses, and betrayals, challenges that could have shattered anyone else. Yet, against all odds, you rise again. People see your resilience, but they may not understand the depth of it. Your journey has been filled with pain, pain that has shaped you into the woman you are today. The scars on your soul tell a story of survival, of rising from the ashes when no one believed you could. But your strength, as powerful as it is, makes some uncomfortable. Do you ever feel like your very presence causes others to face the realities they would rather avoid? Why does your strength seem to disturb them? Your strength didn't just appear overnight. It was earned through years of hardship, through nights filled with silence, when no one stood by your side. In moments when no one offered their help, you learned to stand on your own. Each setback, every door that slammed in your face, and every cruel word spoken against you, all of it fueled the resilience that sustains you today. Have you ever wondered how you got to this place, where you can stand firm in the face of adversity when others seem to falter? He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40:29. This strength, the kind that others may envy or even fear, is not a coincidence. It is the result of your persistence, your refusal to let the world break you. Like Esther in the Bible, who found herself in a position of power and influence, you too have been shaped by difficult experiences. Esther was chosen by God to be queen, but she faced an immense challenge when her people were threatened. Instead of yielding to fear, she used her position to stand for what was right. Her strength came from knowing her purpose, from understanding that her calling was greater than her personal comfort. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. Yet, not everyone can handle the kind of strength you carry. Some people are uncomfortable around you because your presence is a reflection of what they might never achieve. Your courage reminds them of the weaknesses they refuse to confront. Have you ever noticed how some admire your strength, while others try to diminish you, even criticize you, as if doing so would somehow make them feel more secure in their own weaknesses? Do you recognize that it's not about you? It's about what your strength forces them to see in themselves? This is the very nature of your calling. The world is not used to women who refuse to shrink, who refuse to be silenced, who do not allow themselves to be manipulated into accepting less than they deserve. Most people prefer those who lower their heads, who accept whatever is handed to them, who are content to live in mediocrity. But you, chosen woman, are not meant for mediocrity. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Proverbs 31:25. You speak when you need to, you face what you must, and you do not allow others to dictate your path. That is a threat to those who are too afraid to stand in their own power. Some may even feel envious, not because you have more, but because you are more. You are not afraid to be yourself, unapologetically and fully. This terrifies those who are stuck in their own insecurities. Your presence disrupts their comfort because it shows them that it is possible to be more, to live more, to dream more. You are the living proof that it's not only okay to break free from the limitations the world tries to impose on us. It is necessary. Have you ever felt like the world would rather see you shrink rather than witness your full power? But the Lord is with me like a mighty warrior, so my persecutors will stumble and not prevail. Jeremiah 20:11. Take the life of someone like Oprah Winfrey, a woman whose strength has inspired millions. Oprah overcame a difficult childhood, multiple betrayals and setbacks, yet she never allowed those circumstances to define her. Instead, she used those experiences to fuel her passion for helping others and empowering women worldwide. Oprah's resilience wasn't just about overcoming obstacles. It was about refusing to be defined by anyone else's limitations. You become what you believe. Like Oprah, you too have been shaped by hardship, but it is your strength in rising above that defines you, not the struggles themselves. Yet for many, your strength is a burden. It forces them to confront their own inadequacies and insecurities. They don't know how to deal with someone who doesn't need to be saved, who doesn't seek approval or validation, who stands firm even when the world around her is uncertain. The fact that you do not require permission to exist, to be yourself, unsettles them. Have you noticed how people either gravitate towards you in admiration or pull away in discomfort? Do you realize that this reaction is a testament to the strength you carry, a strength that forces others to confront their own fears? For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Proverbs 3:26. You are a chosen woman, and your strength is part of your divine purpose. It is not meant to fit in with the world's standards or to make others feel comfortable. The world may not know how to handle women like you, those who are unafraid to rise, unafraid to be themselves, and unafraid to live boldly. But this is exactly why you were chosen. The world needs women like you, those who refuse to conform, those who embrace their strength, and those who inspire others to do the same. Will you continue to walk in your strength, even when others don't understand it? Will you stand tall, knowing that your strength is a beacon for those who need to see what true resilience looks like? Chosen woman, have you ever tried to make yourself smaller, to soften your essence just to fit into the world around you? There may have been times when you pretended to be less intense, less determined, less authentic, simply to avoid standing out or making others feel uncomfortable. You may have consciously or subconsciously dimmed your light in an attempt to blend in with the crowd. But what you've realized is this: It only led to unhappiness. Pretending to be anything less than your true self never works. Your essence was never meant to be hidden. Have you ever noticed that when you try to hide who you are, you feel suffocated, empty, and disconnected from your true purpose? And the truth is, God did not make you strong to keep you in hiding. He didn't craft you with such resilience and depth so that you would shrink back from your potential. He created you strong so that you could fulfill your purpose, without fear, without hesitation. The strength you carry within you is not arrogance. It's not about asserting dominance over others or seeking to elevate yourself above them. Your strength is about the refusal to be controlled or made smaller than you are. You do not seek to impose your will on anyone, but you refuse to be bound by the limitations others would try to place on you. Do you understand that your strength is not about pride or superiority, but about survival and purpose? For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. This inner strength is not about being better than others. It is about being strong enough to withstand everything life throws at you. If you had not developed this strength, if you had not risen to the challenges life put before you, you would have been broken long ago. Think about the countless times you have had to pick yourself up from defeat, when no one was there to help, when you had to be your own support system. Your resilience is not accidental, it's a result of everything you've endured. Have you ever realized that the very strength you now carry is the reason you're still standing today, even after everything you've faced? Yet, not everyone will understand this strength. Some people will be uncomfortable with it. They may criticize you, call you difficult, or accuse you of overcomplicating things. They may say that you don't know how to be quiet, or that you speak too boldly. These criticisms are not reflections of your character. They are reflections of their own discomfort with the power they see in you. Your firmness, your strength, is a reminder of what they lack, and it makes them uncomfortable. It's easier for some to judge than to face the reality of their own insecurities. Do you ever feel like your strength becomes a mirror for others to confront their own shortcomings? And that's why they distance themselves from you. But those who truly understand you know that your strength is not a show of arrogance. It is the result of a heart that has been through fire. Your strength comes from the deep well of pain, struggle, and loss you faced in your life. It comes from a heart that has suffered and has learned to protect itself. Your strength is a defense mechanism, one that allows you to keep moving forward even when the world tries to knock you down. Have you ever realized that your unwavering determination is born from your desire to protect your peace, your soul, and your purpose? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Chosen woman, if you feel that your strength is pushing people away, do not blame yourself. Those who are bothered by your light prefer the darkness. It's not you who has changed, it's your growth. As you have evolved, as you have embraced your true strength, some people can no longer keep up with you. They cannot walk beside you because your light forces them to confront the shadows they'd rather keep hidden. It's not that you've become too much. It's that they are unwilling to do the inner work needed to rise to the level of your energy. Do you recognize this shift in your relationships? Have you noticed that, as you grow stronger, some people begin to distance themselves? Your growth is part of the divine plan. God made you strong for a reason. He knew that your path would be difficult, that you would encounter hardships and struggles that would require you to tap into a deep well of resilience. This strength was not given to you to make you superior to others. It was given to you so that you could fulfill the calling on your life, no matter the cost. Your strength is a blessing, even if not everyone sees it that way. It's not about fitting into spaces that weren't designed for you. It's about boldly occupying the space you were meant to fill. For God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. 2 Timothy 1:7. You are the light of the world, a town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Consider the example of someone like Harriet Tubman, who was not only physically strong, but whose inner strength enabled her to carry out one of the most significant missions in American history. Harriet Tubman was born into slavery, and she was supposed to accept the circumstances of her life. But she chose to defy the odds, to escape slavery and risk her life to help others do the same. Her strength was not arrogance, it was survival. It was necessary for the fulfillment of her mission. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. Harriet's strength was not to be diminished by the world's expectations of her. She knew who she was, and she stepped into her calling with everything she had, regardless of the price. Like her, you too are called to rise above the limitations others place on you. There will always be people who don't understand why you can't simply settle, why you can't accept less than what you deserve. But chosen woman, remember this: you were not made to fit into the world's mold. You were made to shine. Your strength is not a burden to bear, it is a gift to the world. You were not born to be erased. You were born to be seen, to make your mark, and to inspire others to rise with you. The world may try to dim your light, but it cannot extinguish it. You were not made to hide in the shadows. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. Embrace who you are, chosen woman. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Your light is needed in this world. Keep shining, even when it feels like no one else understands. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Chosen woman, have you ever felt that, as you've grown spiritually, the things around you have begun to shift? People who were once close to you start to drift away, and places that once brought joy no longer seem to hold the same meaning. Old habits, once a comfortable part of your life, no longer align with who you are becoming. What once seemed normal now feels too small, too limiting. It's as though the world around you no longer fits the person you are evolving into. Have you felt this shift, as if the world is moving in one direction, but your soul is being called to a completely different place? This change is not random or accidental. The closer you draw near to God, the more you begin to see the world in a different light. The more you grow in your relationship with Him, the further you move away from the things that no longer nourish your spirit. This isn't about rejecting people or the world. It's about your soul's evolution. The things that once fed you no longer satisfy you. God is shaping your heart for something greater. Have you ever realized that, as your faith deepens, your desire for the superficial and temporary fades away? The conversations that once felt meaningful now seem shallow, and the distractions you used to engage in no longer bring you the joy they once did. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Romans 12:2. As this transformation takes place, many friendships begin to dissolve, not because you're turning away from them, but because the connection that once existed is no longer there. You're not rejecting people. It's simply that your soul's no longer aligned with the same vibrations. You may find that certain people do not understand this change and may start to criticize you. They may say you've changed too much, that you've become distant, or that you're no longer the same person. And they're right, in a way. You're not the same. You've been awakened. Your spiritual growth has led you to a place where you can no longer engage in empty distractions or invest your energy in things that don't contribute to your growth, but grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. 2 Peter 3:18. This awakening might be difficult for others to understand, especially when you start seeking deeper, more meaningful conversations. Whereas you once engaged in superficial talk, you now feel an urgency to discuss purpose, faith, and transformation. But not everyone is ready for this kind of depth. Have you ever noticed how, as you grow spiritually, the conversations around you seem more trivial and less fulfilling? Your soul now longs for discussions that reflect the deeper mysteries of life, for conversations that truly nourish your spirit. As you step further into your divine purpose, some relationships will naturally fall away. This is not a loss. It is part of the divine cleansing that God is doing in your life. He is removing what no longer serves you so that He can make room for what He has prepared for you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. At first, this separation may seem painful. You may wonder if you are losing too much, if you are becoming too isolated, or if this path is really worth it. But in time, you will come to realize that you haven't lost anything. God is simply making room for something greater. Have you ever felt that tinge of sadness when you realize that the relationships that once brought you comfort no longer serve you? It's because you are being prepared for what God has ahead. But I will sing of your strength. In the morning, I will sing of your love. For you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. Psalm 59:16. You are being spiritually prepared for a new season, and this preparation requires letting go of what no longer aligns with your purpose. Distancing yourself from shallow distractions is necessary for those who are called to grow spiritually. If you insist on holding on to the same old people, places, and patterns of behavior, you will never fully step into the fullness of what God has for you. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Transformation requires renunciation. It requires courage to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. Moving forward, even when you can't see the entire path, takes trust. This separation is not isolation. God is not calling you to walk alone forever. He is simply preparing you to be surrounded by people who will truly support you in your mission. Some relationships will dissolve because they were not built on a foundation of truth. Others will remain, and in fact, they may grow even stronger as you walk deeper into your purpose. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. The world often fails to understand those who choose to grow spiritually. Many people see faith as something unnecessary, as an exaggeration, or as a waste of time. But you, chosen woman, know that your connection with God is the source of meaning in your life. You are not distancing yourself from others out of pride or because you think you are better than them. You are simply following the longing of your heart, the call to something greater, something more profound. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. If you find yourself losing people along the way, do not worry. God never takes anything away without a purpose. He closes doors to open better ones. He removes people who are not meant to walk with you on this journey and brings those who are aligned with your mission. Though this transformation may seem difficult now, in time, you will see that everything makes sense. God is preparing you for a new season, one filled with divine opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. At some point, you may find yourself in a spiritual desert, a place of profound solitude and silence. This is not a physical place, but a state of the soul. It feels as though everything around you has changed. People drift away, opportunities seem to disappear, and the answers you seek do not come. The silence can become overwhelming, and you might find yourself wondering, God, where are you? But this silence is not abandonment, it is preparation. God has set you apart to work within you. The desert is not a punishment, it is a place of refining. It is here that He shapes your heart, strips away the distractions, and teaches you to depend fully on Him. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. In this desert, you may feel that no one understands you, that no one sees the pain or the transformation happening inside you. But remember, God sees it all. He is closer to you than ever before, even if you cannot feel His presence in the moment. The desert teaches you to rely on Him and not on the comforts of the world. It strengthens your faith and teaches you patience. As you wait for answers, you learn to trust in God's timing, not your own. Your faith will be tested here, but it will be strengthened. Will you trust that this desert is not a punishment, but a season of preparation for something greater ahead? The chosen woman learns to walk by faith, even when she cannot see the way forward. She learns to trust God with every step, knowing that He is guiding her, even in the silence. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Astantacho exi exo. 14:14. As you continue your journey, think about someone like Rosa Parks, who chose to take a stand for what was right, even when society demanded that she conform. She didn't let the pressures of the world define her, just as you must not. Like her, you are called to stand firm, even when it means walking a path that is often misunderstood. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. It's the same courage that you must find in yourself as you embrace the new season God is preparing you for. Chosen woman, have you ever found yourself in a season of deep silence, where it seems like the world is moving on, but you're standing still, waiting and wondering if God is listening? Perhaps you felt that your prayers are going unanswered, or you're walking through a time where the world feels like it's moving in one direction, but your soul is being pulled in another. Have you ever questioned why you feel so alone in the silence, as though God is distant, when all you want is clarity and direction? But the truth is, God works in silence because the greatest transformations don't happen in the visible. They happen within your heart. Solitude and silence are not signs of abandonment. They are a sacred time of preparation. During this quiet season, God is revealing the hidden wounds that need healing. Old fears surface, insecurities become clear, and past hurts resurface. Have you noticed that in your moments of solitude, things from the past you thought you had forgotten come rushing back? Have you wondered why this is happening now, and why it feels so difficult to face? For the Lord will not reject His people. He will never forsake His inheritance. Psalm 94:14. God brings these things to the surface because He wants to free you from what still binds you. He is purging your soul of things that no longer serve you. In this desert season, God is teaching you to see life with new eyes. What once seemed essential now proves unnecessary. What once worried you, what once kept you awake at night, begins to lose its grip on you. You start to realize that true peace comes not from the world's approval or possessions, but from your relationship with God. Do you feel this shift in your heart, where the things that once mattered are slowly losing their significance? Are you ready to embrace a new perspective on what truly matters? Think about someone like Eleanor Roosevelt, a woman who transformed her pain into power. After facing personal losses and public scrutiny, Eleanor found her voice in advocating for human rights, championing the rights of women and minorities. Her life was a testament to how the greatest transformation often happens in solitude and adversity. Eleanor didn't allow her challenges to define her. Instead, she used them as stepping stones to become one of the most influential figures in history. Like Eleanor, you too are being shaped by your trials, and it's during this time of isolation that you are discovering the strength that God has placed within you. During this period of spiritual growth, many will begin to drift away. Friendships may begin to dissolve, not because you are pushing them away, but because your soul is no longer aligned with the same rhythms. You may feel like you are walking a path alone, but this is not a rejection of you. It's simply God's way of aligning you with those who will walk with you in this new season. People may not understand this transformation, and they might say, "You've changed too much," that you're distant, or that you're no longer the same person. And the truth is, you're not the same. You are becoming who God always intended you to be. Does this resonate with you, that your spiritual growth has led you to places where others no longer follow? Have you ever felt like you're walking a path that few understand, yet you can't turn back? As you grow spiritually, you may face resistance from those who don't understand your transformation. They might say you're exaggerating, that you should relax, or that you don't need to take things so seriously. But, chosen woman, God has set you apart. This is a sacred moment. God is cleansing your life of what no longer serves you, so He can make room for the new things He has planned. While the desert may feel like a painful and lonely place, it is necessary for your growth. It is not a place of abandonment. It is a place of preparation. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. During this time, God is teaching you to trust, to wait, and to grow. You might wonder if you are losing too much, or if this season of solitude will last forever. It can feel as though you're being left behind. But know this: God never abandons those He calls. He is with you even in the silence. Every tear you shed, every unanswered prayer is strengthening you for the purpose that awaits you. The desert is not a punishment. It is the preparation for what's next. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Think about the life of Mahatma Gandhi, who led India's fight for independence through non-violent resistance. Gandhi spent many years in solitude, facing internal and external struggles. But it was in that solitude that he discovered the power of non-violence and the true strength of his convictions. His faith and commitment to his cause were strengthened during his times of solitude, where he listened to God's calling for him. Gandhi's life illustrates how spiritual growth often requires distance from the world to focus on what truly matters. Like Gandhi, you are being shaped in this season of solitude to become a source of change and influence, not just for yourself, but for others around you. When you feel that you are losing people or opportunities, do not worry. God never takes away anything without a purpose. Just as He closed doors for you in the past, He will open new ones. The people who have drifted away from you were not meant to walk with you into your next season. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Trust that God is removing what no longer serves your purpose and preparing you for something greater. The desert you are in is not the end of your journey. It is a necessary part of your preparation. God is working even when it feels like nothing is happening. When you feel like you are walking alone, remember that He is closer than ever before. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Psalm 23:1. Will you trust that this season of solitude is shaping you for what God has prepared for you? Will you embrace it, knowing that you're being prepared for something greater than you can imagine? Chosen woman, if you could see everything that God has already removed from your path, you would understand that your journey is unlike any other. You may sometimes feel isolated, like you are walking a road that only you can see. But the truth is that not everyone can keep up with your evolution. This is one of the most important reasons why the chosen woman walks alone. Your path is not common. It's not linear, and most importantly, it is not meant for everyone. Have you ever wondered why it feels like people around you, even those who were once close, are slowly falling behind? It's not that you've chosen to leave them behind, it's that your growth has taken you places where they cannot follow. As you grow, mature, and transform, you begin to see the world differently. What made sense before no longer holds the same meaning. The things that once satisfied you, the places that once felt like home, no longer fulfill you. This continuous evolution can make you feel like you're outgrowing the world you once knew. But have you ever thought about how this shift is not a loss, but a sign of your divine purpose unfolding? Your journey is leading you to new heights, and not everyone is prepared to rise with you. For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. People may fall behind, not because they do not love you, but because they are not ready to evolve with you. Your journey is different, and it requires growth, change, and a willingness to step into the unknown. This can be painful, but it is also essential. But we all, with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory. 2 Corinthians 3:18. This transformation is the very essence of your calling, and as you continue to evolve, you will find that some people simply cannot keep up. Many times you may feel like you need to dim your light, to shrink back into the spaces where you've always been, just to fit in. Have you ever felt that pressure to conform, to make yourself smaller, so that others around you feel comfortable? The truth is, you can't stop evolving. It is part of who you are. You were never meant to remain stagnant, but some people may not understand that. When you rise, some may feel threatened by your growth or feel like they are being left behind. But God has a plan for you, and He has called you to rise, to move forward, and to step into your purpose. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Consider someone like J.K. Rowling, whose life and career are a testimony to the necessity of evolution. She didn't stop at the challenges she faced. She continued to grow, pushing beyond the rejection letters to become one of the world's most influential authors. But in the process, not everyone could follow her path. Those who couldn't see her vision, those who couldn't keep up with her transformation, fell away. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. J.K. Rowling's journey shows how your evolution can lead to separation from those who are not ready for the changes you're going through. As you evolve, many of those who were once by your side may start to feel distant. They may no longer identify with your journey, and some may even try to hold you back. They might try to convince you to return to where you once were, to a place that no longer serves your purpose. But chosen woman, this is where you must find the courage to walk forward. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. You cannot allow anyone or anything to keep you from fulfilling your divine purpose. The road ahead may be lonely at times, but it is the road you are destined to walk. Some people will naturally distance themselves because they cannot understand this journey you are on. They might think that you're changing too much, that you're becoming too different. But in reality, you're becoming who God created you to be. And not everyone is meant to walk alongside you on this path. This can be painful, but it is necessary. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. God's plan for you requires you to walk alone at times, to let go of relationships that are no longer aligned with your purpose, and to trust that He is guiding you toward what's next. If you feel like you're losing people, don't worry. Not everyone can walk with you to the places God is taking you, but God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Some relationships will fall away naturally, and this is part of the divine process. God removes the people and things that no longer serve your growth, so He can make room for those who are aligned with your mission. Trust in this process, knowing that it is preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. The chosen woman walks a unique path, one that may seem lonely at times. But remember, you are not truly alone. Those who are meant to walk with you will find a way. The relationships that remain will be the ones that strengthen you, encourage you, and propel you toward your purpose. You are being prepared for something greater, and as you continue to evolve, you will see that every step, every change, and every person who falls away was part of God's perfect plan for your life. Will you embrace your evolution, knowing that it is leading you toward your divine purpose? My beloved souls, as we reflect on today's message, remember this. If you feel that you are losing people, it is not you who are becoming alone. It is simply that others cannot keep up with your evolution. God is elevating you to new heights, and not everyone is meant to rise with you. The people and things that are falling away are not losses. They are divine removals, clearing the way for what God has prepared. Trust in the process and know that what lies ahead is much greater than what is left behind. The purpose of solitude is not abandonment, it is preparation. If this message resonated with your heart, know that God is working in your life. Do not question the seasons of change, the periods of silence, or the relationships that are fading away. Everything is happening according to His perfect plan. The evolution you are undergoing is shaping you for greatness. In time, all things will make sense. Trust. I want to thank each and every one of you who has joined me today. Whether you choose to donate through Super Thanks or simply by being here and listening, I am deeply grateful for your presence. Your support, whether financial or spiritual, means more than words can express. Remember, it is not about the amount, it is the heart behind it. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your belief in this journey. As you walk through this season of transformation, may God's blessings surround you. May you have the strength to trust in His process and the wisdom to follow His guidance. May He continue to shape you into the person you are always meant to be. Know that you are not alone in this journey. You are exactly where God needs you to be. Walk in faith, walk in purpose, and know that your future is filled with His promises. If this word has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more messages like this. God has something special in store for you, and I can't wait to see the amazing things He has prepared for your life. With love and blessings, always.